welcome to this update video this morning. I hope you're doing amazing. So we'll be talking about our disturbance, which is now approaching the northeastern Caribbean islands, and it is still given that 60% chance of formation over the course of the next 7 days. But here on the satellite imagery, we can see this increase in activity across the northeastern islands because it is making its way to the area. And this is probably the most shower and thunderstorm activity I've seen associated with it since it was a marked disturbance. So it is going to be heading to a more conducive environment and hence may develop. So that will be the focus of the video, this system here. But elsewhere, towards parts of Central America, let's zoom into the Caribbean, towards Belize, for example, going to Panama, some spots in Nicaragua and Costa Rica, there is some shower and thunderstorm activity loitering around, even a few showers near the Cayman Islands right there, and just offshore Haiti, parts of Cuba. But elsewhere, there isn't anything major happening, aside from the disturbance, of course. It is not yet designated as an invest, and an invest is an area of investigation being closely watched for development. So not yet designated as an invest, although I'm eventually expecting that to happen. So as I said, there is that increase in shower and thunderstorm activity for the northeastern islands, so parts of the Lesser Antilles, mostly the Leeward Islands, going to the Virgin Islands. Puerto Rico will eventually experience that increase in rainfall, and with that, there could even be those instances of flooding with if there's a lot of heavy rain in a short amount of time. For those more vulnerable areas, there could definitely be some flooding as we head throughout today. So let's go ahead and look at the rainfall forecast, and here we can see it. The more color we see indicates more rain throughout today for the area of Virgin Islands, as well as the Leeward Islands, going to Anguilla, St. Martin, St. Bartholomew, and Antigua, Barbuda, potentially for St. Kitts and Nevis, Saba, St. Eustatius, Montserrat, Guadeloupe as well. There could be quite a bit of rain for parts of these islands as we head throughout today. Not as much rain for Dominica and Martinique in comparison, but there could still be some showers around, and that rainfall chance decreases even more for St. Lucia, going to St. Vincent, the Grenadines, especially Grenada, Tobago, and even Barbados and parts of Trinidad. There's not going to be a whole lot of rain for those more southern islands today. ABC Islands, much not expected likewise, but there could be a few showers nearby, especially for Bonaire, and then headed to northern South America for Colombia, and a few spots in Venezuela and the Guyanas. There could be some downpours, a lot of heavy rain likely to linger in parts of Central America, Panama, Costa Rica, Nicaragua, sections of Honduras, Belize. As we saw, there's some thunderstorm activity around. Going to Guatemala, a few spots in Mexico as well. Also the offshore islands, the Keys, the Bay Islands of Honduras, San Andres, Providencia, there could be some heavy downpours throughout today. And then for the Cayman Islands, Jamaica, Cuba, parts of Hispaniola, Puerto Rico, going up to the Bahamas, especially the southern Bahamas and near the Turks and Caicos, there could be a few scattered showers and thunderstorms. Overall, nothing very crazy for those islands. But again, that a lot of that rain associated with the disturbance is going to be affecting the northeastern islands of the Caribbean, and that's already happening. So you can share with me in the comments what's been going on for your location. So in terms of seeing development of it, let's go back to what the NHC has highlighted. Imminent formation is not expected. So we're seeing the arrow pointing to that shaded area within the vicinity of the Bahamas, the Eastern Gulf, and offshore the southeastern United States. So there is a lot of uncertainty in regards to the track of the system. It could head into the Gulf, but it could also curve away from the United States or parallel the southeastern coast. But either way, we could see some development once it reaches closer to the area, because that's when the environment is going to be getting more conducive or more favorable to allow for development of it to take place. So there is uncertainty in terms of the track, and that will all be dependent on the steering mechanism, the area of high pressure that is sitting out there. So when we have more of a high pressure area lying to the north of the system, we'll tend to see a more westward track. But if it is a bit further to the east as the system makes its way to the west, then it will have the opportunity to curve around that area of high pressure. So it will all be dependent on that steering mechanism as we head into the coming days. But either way, by next week, we could see this becoming a named system, and the next name on the list for the hurricane season is Debbie. So Currently, it is not given any chance of formation through the next 2 days. But as we head into the new week, we could see it get itself together once it's in a more conducive environment. And if it should make its way into the Gulf, let's look at this here. This is the sea surface temperature map. We can see the eastern Gulf is very, very warm. Not only are the waters warm at the surface, but also beneath the surface. So there's a lot of energy there ready to fuel anything that comes in the Gulf. So once other environmental conditions are conducive, we know that the Gulf is notorious for producing some of these rapidly intensifying systems. We've seen so many over the past 5-10 years. So that is not something that is out of the question either. If it should make its way into the Gulf, we could see rapid intensification take place because of how warm these surface waters are. And also, it is also very warm offshore these southeastern states. So offshore Florida, within the vicinity of the northern Bahamas, offshore Georgia, the Carolinas, it's still very warm within that area, but much warmer in parts of the eastern Gulf. So we'll definitely have to be keeping a close watch on this system as time goes by. All right, and so the Eastern Pacific Basin is also becoming a bit active. We have 3 disturbances over there. One is given a high 90% chance of formation through both 7 and 2 days. So by tomorrow, we could see a tropical depression forming. Eventually, it could become a tropical storm. And the next name on the list for that ocean basin is Carlotta. So this may become Carlotta in the future. That area, given a 40% chance of formation. And then that other highlighted red area right there, 80% chance of development over the next 7 days. So once an airflow pressure forms and that X is shown on the map to mark its location, then we could see some pretty quick development. So the environment is definitely conducive within the general area to allow for intensification to take place. So it is getting active over there as well. The good news is that none of these is an imminent threat to land or anything like that. Typically with the Eastern Pacific hurricane season, most of these storms and hurricanes don't affect land, which is something really great. But bottom line is getting active over there. It's also getting active in the Atlantic basin. We're having that transition to the most active phase or the most active period in the hurricane season. So as we head into August, it is going to get busier. We'll see more of these tropical waves coming off of Africa that we'll have to keep a close watch on for development. So I'll be keeping you guys updated as time goes by. And that is basically it for this update video. So again, if you're in parts of the northeastern islands, you may experience some periods of heavy downpours or even flooding today due to the disturbance. So please stay safe and do not take any unnecessary risks. And I'll keep you guys updated. So that is it for right now. And I hope you found this video to be informative. But if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments. I'll get to you when I have the chance to do so. And remember to always be weatherwise.